Okay, so now that Dark is back, and the interrogation has ended with you letting the mobster go and live. We'll see if that was the right decision. Goodness.
Out.
If not,
The investigator now turns to you and says, "Well, I guess we can only hope he takes the offer to get a new life." So,
I hiss at the cop.
with that being
with how much
said,
of an idiot he is, if he goes to crime in Virginia, he's just gonna get shot.
with that being said, I think it's probably good that we take some precaution. Both the mob, the bootleggers, and the cult are probably going to be on high alert now that something went very, very bad with one of their deals. So I think we best lay low for a couple weeks, let them simmer down, and when their guard is dropped, we'll go in on the tip.
Sounds like a plan.
In that case,
I
I advise a period of about 2 weeks. That should be enough time for them to forget all this and move on with business as usual. Can't keep a heavy state of alert with funds like theirs. And with that, if you all agree to it, after all is done with the interrogation, you all have 2 weeks more of downtime.
Okay, but
Yeah.
can I ask the good cop if his name is Barry?
The name's
Yeah.
Ralph. I was named after my father.
I can read. His name means Barry in reverse. I can read.
Oh
That's-
my god.
Okay, it is a little silly, but you gotta admit, it's funny.
Who is this person?
Barry.
The strange homeless person.
Right. I have to get back to my wife and make sure that she doesn't get suspicious about me not being in there during dinner
Is
time.
her name Barry?
He ignores you. It's
Say hello to the wife. I'm trying to say, well, we'll let you get to it. Say hello to your wife.
You let him get to it, and now you guys have 2 weeks of downtime until this investigation picks back up. So, what are you guys doing? I will say before anything, Kaia may replenish her hit points back to full. However, when you take off the wrappings around your arm, you notice that the flesh hasn't completely gone back to normal. Instead, what is left is a scabbous mess of what is essentially burnt-like flesh, but it still retains the coloring of a normal human complexion. And you are going to lose some appearance stat.
Oh no!
Okay, so basically it looks like I got really bad burns on my arm.
Yeah, it looks like
Okay.
yeah, it looks like a burn wound that cannot fully heal.
Okay, so
But your complexion has returned normal, unlike a normal burn.
So it's made of magic.
actually with burn scars, especially like severe ones, typically the skin does go back to its normal color eventually. It's just it retains a kind of more leathery texture.
Yeah, not quite fully in this case. You lose the full 10 points of appearance. So your appearance decreases to 45.
What if they're wearing a long sleeve shirt?
It's part of it is on the hand too.
Okay. I have to wear gloves then too. Ooh.
Okay, so we have 2 weeks of downtime?
Yes, you have 2 weeks of downtime that you may spend however you want.
Alright,
And
alright,
Casey's hit points return to full because she no longer has a major wound.
Rosalyn, I have a spell that I would like you to study for 2 weeks. It's reading. Do you want to read?
Sure.
Okay, The spell I would like you to learn is called Ward of the Awoken Man.
Woke. Yeah, sure.
Before she does this, she must skim the book and lose some sanity for it. So I do need to figure out how much she would lose doing that.
Excuse me, says the one that made me lost sanity points when I was away for a bit.
You asked to read 2 Cthulian tomes, okay? You asked to lose that 5 sanity, alright? That's just natural.
Excuse me, princess.
Now, thankfully, if you lose sanity from skimming a book, you can't lose... It detracts from the maximum you can lose by fully reading it. So you can't essentially lose max sanity twice. So that's a nice thing. There's only so much madness contained within the pages of the book.
Oh, so
But
I
you-
can literally, like, regen it? Is that what you mean?
Yep, but the skim is going to cost you 1d4. It costs you 3.
Wait, 1D... Wait, what you mean?
So a full read
Yeah,
of the
Hex rolled it for you.
a full read of the book costs you 1d4. But what yeah, you're gonna lose 1d4 skimming it, basically. And if you decide to fully read it later, which, considering your ability to read, you're probably not gonna want to spend 20 weeks reading it. So you're gonna lose 3 points of sanity reading it, and then you can study the spells within. If you wish.
Yeah, no, sure.
Alright. So, which one are you wanting to study?
Of the Awoken Man.
The woke man, yes.
Ah.
The woke man.
So,
I want to know if his name is Barry.
right. So, as you spend the 2 weeks studying this, you discover that this spell is quite a nice spell. It only costs 1 point of magic to cast, and it costs no sanity points. And it is done by using things that you enjoy. Rocks!
Rock!
This spell involves you creating a protective circle with 12 stones that are evenly spaced out at a yard apart in a perfect circle.
Oreo, get out from under there. Yeah, no, bad Oreo. Bad
If the
puppy.
spell is done correctly and 1 magic point is invested into it, the circle becomes active. What that activeness does, you're not quite sure, but it is said to be of a protective nature.
AoE shield.
And should the bond of such a protective shield be broken, that the caster will be made aware of it.
Ooh.
Do you wish to try it out?
Do it.
Sure.
Do it.
Alright, so after reading the
Gently
spell...
rolled. I was trying to click on something and it clicked that.
In this case, since this is you... so you gather the 12 stones. The stones may be of any size, but they must be placed specifically 1 yard apart from each other. In a perfect circle. So, with that, you have done such a thing, and now you have invested 1 point of magic into it, and you must make a casting roll for your first time casting it. So, please roll against your power. The difficulty is hard.
Okay, wait, hold on, let me see. Magic points 11. So what kind of dice do I need to roll?
So you just need to, click the, your power
How do I
stat
click
in
that?
your,
Okay, so make sure that for your roll options you click hard, and it would be under your appearance thing on the top of the page.
yeah, you're using your power stat on your sheet.
Is 55 for me.
It's failure. Alright, so you intone the spell, you speak the words of power, the small chant, in a strange language that you do not recognize. It's not English. And you wait, and you kind of test by kicking one of the stones, and nothing happens. you feel like you might have done something wrong. Now, you have two options here. You can spend another 2 weeks going back and learning it, or you can push the casting roll. Although, whether you succeed or fail the push casting roll, you will fully learn the spell, and you will never have to make a casting roll again. But if you fail it, the consequences are going to be bad.
Well, I don't know. I could.
So, are you wanting to restart the learning process, or do you want to push the casting roll?
I'm not gonna push it.
You don't want to push it?
Yeah, I don't want to push it.
Alright, well, you will have to find 2 weeks to relearn it another time.
Okay.
Unless...
I don't know. I could. Sorry, go ahead.
Unless you decide to try it again and push it at a different time while you're in the middle of the investigation. So just because you don't push it now doesn't mean you can't push it at any point during the investigation. But if you don't want to push it at all, you're going to have to spend another 2 weeks and do the casting roll again.
Okay.
Alright, so that's your 2 weeks done. Who's next?
I'm learning Sign of the Master.
You are learning Sign of the Master. Alright, let's see. This is in my book. Okay. As you start learning this spell, you learn that this spell requires you to imbue, this... Hold on, let me read this. Make sure. This requires you to carve a specific symbol of a star and an eye within it. It must be carved in rock, forged in steel, or made upon some surface. Basically, you will draw a symbol or a ward into it. It is said to be a ward of some kind of protection, though what kind you're not sure. You know that without imbuing this symbol with 10 points of your power stat, it is useless. Although this costs no sanity to do. The incantations and prayers you must mutter above the symbol after imbuing it with your own power will take you 1 hour.
Okay.
Yep.
I can supply a forged in steel symbol.
Yeah, I think that's be good.
You can provide the steel for it, but you know not what symbol to draw. Only Floyd would know that by studying this spell.
So
I mean, she
I would
give me a picture, couldn't she?
well, Casey's also offering to let me use their area, so I should probably just grab some for them.
So that is what the spell... It costs 10 power points of your stat, which does not come back if it fails. And it takes 1 hour to cast it. Would you like to try it?
Can I do something else to try to raise my power later?
Yeah, there are certain ways you can raise your power, and most of them you have no access to. And the only way that you currently will know of at this moment, the only way to raise your power stat is to get a 1 on a luck roll and then roll to improve it. So it's really, like, basically those power points are almost certainly not coming back.
People think I'm pretty scrawny anyway. It is only 10, and I'm at a 55.
Spending your power points also lowers your maximum sanity, and it lowers your maximum magic points.
No.
Yeah, power's an important stat.
Oh, darn freaking spell better be powerful.
Also, spending those power points decreases your power stat that you're rolling against to make the spell successful.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh.
But this is, I will say, out of character, this is pretty powerful.
I was getting, well, better be. Holy Jesus.
It's a risk versus
Okay.
reward.
Okay. So if I do this, then I'd have to roll against a 45.
You'd have to roll a hard roll against 45. So you'd have to roll 22 or under. You have a 1 in 5 chance of succeeding this, and if it fails, in order to try it again, you have to spend another 10 power.
Dark, Neon, Fuyu, Thomas, what do you guys think?
I don't think it's worth it. That's too big of an investment.
If I had a better idea of what the ward actually did,
It is a protective ward. It is said to be very powerful.
Okay, but does this follow the other one where I don't have to make this kind of cast again if I pass it?
It is said that you place this. Let's see. Let's see. It is said that it should be placed in a portal way, which can mean a doorway or some sort of entrance. And it says that it will ward some certain things out.
Here's the thing. We might need that if we're going to be dealing with this cult. That's my only thing.
okay,
By the language, you think it does nothing against humans.
yeah,
But there are some...
I would think that. But the fact that it is a cult and such, I would assume... I'm going to place a bet that they do have some other things that will be helping them, or that they have summoned or something. So that might actually be useful. The only catch is that it has to be in a doorway.
Well, it costs 10 power points just to attempt. And if they attempt it and succeed, it worked, right?
Yep. And it also states that there's no limited duration to it.
Oh, it's a permanent enchantment.
It is permanent by its language.
Alright, I got a question.
Yes.
Yes.
Does the spell say that specifically one person has to?
One person has to what?
That only one person can has to imbue it with power.
Let's see here.
That's a good question.
So, like, share our...
Only
That's
those
our
who
plan.
know the spell.
Okay. With that in mind, what I'm going to do is...
Which means that
I'm
only
gonna
people
wait-
who know it and have succeeded a casting roll on it.
So
Unless
I
they're the
got-
one casting it.
I got back. I had to talk to
So
someone real
the,
quick.
Okay.
so the initial 10 points has to be spent. Yeah.
Or actually,
Okay.
no. That doesn't make sense. No.
Yeah, that
as
doesn't make sense.
long as you know the spell, you can contribute, but you have to learn it.
Okay. I want to suggest that I don't cast it right now. And by the next time we go to our free time, I will talk to KC and we will learn the spell together. And maybe with like either Neon or Fuyu or Thomas, whoever wants to contribute, you guys can learn it too, and we can all try it once. That means we can only lose 1 point of our strength.
Actually, one person in your group has learned a second way to increase power, but they have not exercised it yet, and so therefore they do not know what it is.
Okay.
But one
Is
person
by
in your group
learning
has access to a
someone's
second
name,
way.
Not just
Well,
Barry.
Well, okay, but I still think we should go with that plan for now.
Can I roll
because-
something to? Can I roll something to see? To see who?
Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh. Oh.
Okay? Can you repeat that? Because I wanted to show me something.
Casey's roll. Your brain flexes for a moment, going through a lot of the information, but eventually you must admit defeat. You have no idea. You've heard of Corbett describing a couple of ways that he basically drew powers from others, but he never really went into detail about it.
Can I roll or that's just because of Corbett's journal, yeah?
Yeah. So you've
There
heard
been
you've heard Corbett discussing you've seen Corbett discussing like ways that he gained certain powers, but he never went into detail enough for you to learn it.
Okay, piggybacking off of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tome that I have, something of the Mad Monk.
Yes.
Can I can I use what I have learned from that book to see if the book had mentioned it, because I did finish that book.
That would okay. So I need to make sure that I say this.
Also, can I get the information for the 7 cuts ritual?
Hold on. So I'm gonna look up what Floyd said first, because there is that's a mechanic, and I need to make sure I represent it correctly. It should be in chapter 11.
Hello.
Okay.
See page 175. Okay. Flip. You must spend 1d4 game hours in there and roll against your book's mythos rating in order to do this.
Okay, in where?
So your book's mythos rating, the Confessions of Mad Monk, is 27. So if you spend 1d4 if you spend 1d4 hours doing it, you may be able to find a helpful reference there.
Okay, you said 1d4?
Yep. Yep, so 2. You spend 2 hours pouring through it, and now you may make a roll.
Against what?
D100. No. You scry through multiple different pages, frantically looking through it, and unfortunately you come up short. Clothonis was mostly involved in detailing protective rites, and he did not stray off the golden path to potentially find ways of increasing his own power, more to guard his own life and that of others. Okay, so for Dark, you wanted me to look up what?
I just want the information for the ritual of the 7 cut.
I see, alright. Let's see here. Here we are. This ritual, as you spend time going through it, takes 2 hours and involves imbuing a dagger with your own latent power. This dagger, which will then be made magical by your own hand, will be useful in casting perhaps other things, and may also have some latent magical properties when used as its intended purpose of a knife, although these effects are not stated. You know that an enchanted that the dagger must be made of a pure metal, such as gold or iron. With the knife blade, an intricate diagram is drawn on a flat surface, and then the blade is used to kill an animal of at least size 20, which would be something of like a house cat or a dog. The creature's blood is then traced out to follow the lines of the drawn diagram, and the enchantment is complete. Performing this sacrifice in this ritual not only costs you 2 hours of your life, but will also cost you 1d4 sanity points. Every point... nope, I shouldn't say that.
So,
Okay. So, you imbue a dagger with your own power, and this dagger will be made magical and will assist in other rituals.
Mm-hmm. So certain things that
Dagger.
require certain things may require enchanted daggers to perform, or those enchanted daggers may increase the chances of such things succeeding. Also, perhaps the knife might be better performing as a knife. Although the details of that use of it are not gone into in extensive detail in this spell.
Okay. And the dagger must be made of gold or iron.
Sounds easy enough for
Yep.
you.
Well, it must be made out of a pure metal, such as gold or iron.
Okay, made of a pure as gold or iron.
Yep. You must use the knife blade to draw an intricate diagram on a flat surface, and then use the blade to kill an animal of roughly the size of a house cat or small dog.
An intricate diagram. To draw an intricate diagram.
Yep, on a flat surface. And then use the blade to kill an animal roughly the size of a house cat or a dog.
Or larger.
A small dog.
No, but can it be a larger animal?
It can be. It says just at least that size.
Yeah.
You could sacrifice a human if you really wanted to.
Whoa. Just find a cow farm.
Once the sacrifice is complete, the creature's blood is traced out to follow the lines of the drawn diagram, and the enchantment will be complete. The caster may imbue the knife with as much power as they wish, although a lack of conviction may cause the spell to fail. Anyone knowing the spell may contribute their power to the enchantment.
Okay, so this is what I have written down. Is this
Let's see. It takes 2 hours. It costs 1d4 sanity points for the caster alone.
Yep.
Let's see. Yes. Use a deck. Yes. Once this, the blood from the sacrifice will trace out to follow the lines of the drawn diagram. So, if you set it up correctly, the blood will pretty much trickle through the lines of the diagram and complete the ritual for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone who knows the spell may contribute power to it, and you may imbue it with as much power as you wish. Although it does state that a lack of faith placed within the dagger will cause the enchantment to fail.
All right. There we go.
Anyone knowing the spell may assist in imbuing the dagger with their own power, although only the caster must pay with the sanity cost. Alright, so you have learned that spell. Do you wish to try it out?
I just.
What do you
thought of
mean? You
something
said it would take me
interesting.
8 weeks.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself, okay? I'm getting excited.
Okay, real quick, sorry to interrupt. I just had an idea.
Yes?
What if, to save our own sanity points, we grab some random person, kidnap them, and then use their sanity points to cast spells? That way none of us will have to use any sanity points.
The person who contributes
And
to
we
the
can
spell
sacrifice.
must know it.
Yeah, but that's knowing it. So the thing is, just simply knowing something won't be like.
Well, you also, by the language of it, you must consciously do it. You must
So
do it by your own
forcibly
volition.
Have this person consciously do it of their own volition. Otherwise, we'll kill
That's gonna require some serious convincing.
Heck, we
Yes?
might have to. Did you see what Neon just said?
Yeah,
We might have to cut session short this week.
alright. So the next time we can meet will probably have to be after Christmas. Unless you guys want to get your stuff done, and then we'll make sure Neon's gets his done, like, later. I'll have to remember who did their stuff.
We could. Well, I think me, Dark, and Fuyu's already used up our 2 weeks. So if you want to just finish up with Thomas.
All right, Thomas. What do you want to do with your 2 weeks?
Oh, let me think. So I'm taking it. I can't improve a skill unless I did an intelligent roll.
That would require a month.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, could you?
So really, I can only do what the other like 3 have been doing.
You could, or you could work some overtime at your job and get some more money. Kind of lacking on the funds right now, so.
Well, what do you have me? Speaking of that, what do you have me down for cash?
Oh, let's see.
I want to make sure mine matches yours.
I have you down as 10 spending level and $43 in cash. Oh, also, before I forget it again, you need to figure out what you're doing with how many blow darts you're getting. You wanted to get some knockout darts, didn't you?
Yeah, I have to have Fluff roll against.
Yeah, I forgot to do that last
medicine.
time. So, Fluff, he's going to be sourcing you for the, sleeping poison.
Oh,
that he's going to be putting on the darts. Just your medicine roll. Or actually, wait. You'd be putting... medicine or pharmacy?
Medicine.
Alright, roll medicine.
More! Can I push this one, please?
What are you doing in order to push it? Describe to me how you're earning the reroll. Because I need to start doing this.
Okay, so if I do push it, it is a reroll, right?
If you sufficiently justify how you are earning the reroll, yes.
Okay. So I would take, because it's not that much of a failure.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, were you talking to you? Okay.
Yeah.
So because it's not that much of a failure, I think I would be able to recognize what went wrong with the solution that I mixed up. And I would be able to control, in a controlled setting, just use the remainder of what I have and remix the solution.
Okay. Go ahead.
To quote, I feel like quoting Thomas Edison here is
Thomas, Floyd.
No needles for me.
Thomas, Floyd has managed to make you 5 darts with tips that they inform you will put people to sleep, just as you've asked.
To go, Keanu Reeves.
You now have 5 darts.
What? Wait a minute,
those
Hex,
rolls,
wouldn't that mean?
Right? Can I just ask
You've
something,
made him 5
Fluff?
darts.
Can I just ask you something here, Fluff? Why didn't you just spend the 4 points of luck to
That's what
succeed
I
the
thought
first one?
pushing it meant. That's what I thought it meant.
No, you re-rolled. What do you mean? Yeah, you gotta ask to spend luck, but you've provided him with 5 darts.
Is there any animals nearby?
Hides Kermit.
Well, yeah, depending on where you're looking.
Hides
No
Kermit.
touchy Kermit. No touchy Kermit. There's squirrels outside.
Oh,
you can
wait,
buy a
Hex.
squirrel. You can grab a squirrel.
I gotta say this real quick because I really should have said it at the end of session, or not at the end of the interrogation. But I had to go by the store and buy frog food.
Ah, yes. You have been given some frog chow.
Oh, yeah. Now Kermit has roids. Yeah. Now he can beat people up. Yeah.
Because you wanted.
You've gotten Hoppin' Hank's name brand frog chow.
Oh my god. Oh, he gave it a name brand.
Because
he's a frog, right?
I better not get sued by some random place called Hoppin' Hank's.
Literally, you
Because
can watch
Fuyu,
outside anytime you
last week when I was getting everybody
hold on.
text, as you said, well, Rosalyn has a message. They ask if we can get Kermit some food because I've run out.
Wait, did I actually type that?
I don't know, but Hex said that I have a message from Rosalyn that says, "Can we get some food for Kermit?"
So are you going to find an animal to test this on?
Yeah.
All right. I will. Roll me your blow dart skill.
Ooh, this is gonna go over real well.
Would you like to spend 8 points of? Actually, I said that should be 22 last time.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so I decided to buff your skill because I realized that I was having to make up what the blow dart base skill would be, and then I kind of decided in post, actually, 5% is way too low. You just have to blow into it, so we'll let it start at 15, so your skill should be 22. So that's actually a pass.
Okay. Let me edit.
What animal are you hunting?
I don't know, what would be in the nearby vicinity?
Anything you want. You've succeeded the roll, so go ahead and tell me what happens.
You said we're like in the suburbs.
You live a little bit outside the city. There's a woods near your house.
So a raccoon would be plausible, then you're saying?
All right. You blow the dart. You blow the dart. You hit the raccoon. The raccoon doesn't go to sleep. Instead, it falls over, seems to spasm, and vomit out copious amounts of blood. Its skin shrivels. Its fur is now dark red, and it dies an agonizing death.
Kermit,
Oh my God!
You think there might have been a mix-up in the mixing of the chemicals that Floyd has given you.
Just kind of look
Seriously,
over
though,
at Fluff.
can we eat
You should
it?
note down. You should
Me.
note down that you have 4 lethal darts.
I wanted these to put him to
Can we
sleep,
still
not
eat
kill
it,
him.
though? Like, seriously, Kermit's hungry. Come on.
I gave you
What?
frog food. I bought it at the
Yeah,
store.
but I ate it.
Hey, Hex,
No,
Yes.
you eat the food I cook.
Well,
Yes.
you give me
It
the
was
details
actually,
on Sign of the Master, because that's the one that Fluff is gonna teach me later, right?
Yeah. I
Uh,
forgot to write it down. I'm sorry, Dark.
Okay. So this spell takes a sacrifice of 10 power to create and 1 hour for the incantations and prayers that are said above the symbol. You must
I reiterate, kidnap someone to have them do it.
you must create this symbol into a leaden seal. It can be forged in any material so long as it is above a portalway, which could be a door, an actual portal, or any such entranceway. This entranceway will be warded against certain creatures, although humans are not mentioned. If the sign is not imbued with power, it is useless.
Okay, so you must create the symbol.
And then
Wait, didn't you say that there were specific things that it had to be?
it must be drawn like next to a portalway. That's really the only requirement. What the material it's drawn in does not really matter, but it must be next to a portalway.
Okay.
so how far would you say that is?
Next to it.
Okay.
Okay, so question.
Yes.
If we made a like if we made a portable version of it,
We going Ghostbusters here?
would we hypothetically be able to
Hello.
ward any doorway by placing the seal next to it?
Can y'all hear me? Okay. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, there's a raccoon sleeping on my antenna.
Let's eat it.
Don't worry, I killed
Eat
it.
the raccoon.
Don't you dare fucking kill that. No. I'm on my phone right now.
Neon. What you don't get. I
You-
gave Thomas the wrong blow dart, and instead of putting the raccoon that he shot it at to sleep, it really killed it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's
me
funny
Kermit are
that you
currently
said
eating it right
raccoon.
now. Wait, hold on. Will me and Kermit die if we eat the raccoon that was injected with a poison dart?
Perhaps. Yeah. That
Okay,
seemed
Kermit
pretty.
eats the
That seemed like a pretty big poison.
Okay.
Okay,
I haven't
I'll have
heard
Kermit eat
anything
the rest.
since the mobster left. So can I get a too long didn't read?
That's what I
Your
said.
Your friends are learning spells. And basically, Thomas decided to source some sleeping poisons for his blow darts in order to use them to render people unconscious. Unfortunately, when he went to source the knockout poisons from Floyd fucked up the mixture royally, and now he doesn't have 5 knockout darts. He has 4 lethal darts.
So she upgraded it.
Yeah, they made them lethal. These
It
things
depends
will
on how you look at it.
These things will horrifically kill someone.
Okay.
And for Dark's question, based on the way the spell describes, that the sign offers no greater protection unless it is placed upon a portalway. So pretty much next to it. Perhaps you can move it around without it losing its power, but it doesn't protect any greater area unless it is next to a portalway.
What's a portalway?
Basically a doorway, a way that you use to enter into a new area.
So if you put it on something sticky and stick it next to a door, and then if you take that same thing and put it next to another door,
I just had the best idea.
we're just
Talisman.
gonna put it on a magnet.
No, we're just gonna take the door and we're just gonna throw it at things. We're gonna build like a wall.
Oh my god! We're just gonna slap him around with the freaking invisible door.
Okay, so Hex, could you repeat the spell description again? So
Oh,
you
gosh.
must create. You must. Okay,
Think
you must carve the symbol.
It must be carved into a leaden seal. It can be carved in rock, forged in steel, etc. Any material really works, but to have its full intended impact, it must be made next to a portalway.
Any material next to a portalway.
When active, and you know that unless you imbue it with power in an hour-long ritual, it is useless. But when imbued
Okay.
with...
When active.
Yep, when active, it protects that pathway against certain creatures. Though by the language you think humans are able to pass through. By the language you think that humans are unaffected by this.
So we could put it like on a rock.
Could.
And then hang it by a doorway.
Perhaps.
All right. I was thinking of going
And then
the
because we have
forged in
to
steel route and making the symbol out of metal. And then we'd be able to and then we would be able to like hang it on like a nail or something next to doors.
So essentially we're making the thing from talisman that protects our house from the...
Yeah, I think that's it. I feel like Dark's approach is really plausible.
I think my idea is better. I
Well,
wanna
didn't
throw
you
a
say
door at
we had to
people.
And the
imbue it with
forged piece-
power?
And by
Yes, you
making
must
it out
imbue
of metal, and
you
by
must-
making it out of metal, we make sure that it doesn't, that it's not going to be easily destroyed.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, to answer Thomas's question, you must imbue it with 10 points of power stat. Which
10
imbue it-
power total,
So
Yep.
that
which
activates
can
it,
be
though.
which can be contributed across multiple people.
Yeah.
Yes, with
That-
2 caveats. One, those people who contribute must have learned the spell, and secondly, whoever's casting the spell needs a casting roll for it, and if it fails, that power is gone.
Oh shit! Do I still have my 2 weeks?
Yes. That sourcing didn't take you long.
Okay. Shit. What was that? The wording of the awoken man or whatever.
Yes. You are going to try to learn that spell alongside, Fuyu. This spell requires only 1 point of power to be cast and has no sanity cost.
That's why I like it.
You must have 12 rocks. They can be of any size, but these stones must be placed. I've actually gotten this wrong. It's 1 foot apart. They must be placed these 12 stones must be placed in a perfect circle, exactly 1 foot apart from one another. After imbuing this protective circle with 1 point of magic, it shall serve as a ward. If this protective shield is broken, the caster will be made aware of it.
So we're basically getting a magical alarm bell. That's what I heard.
You could interpret it that way.
Yeah, it's like the magical tin cans.
Can we just get 10 cans? It'll be easier.
Oh my god. No, it's just like I want to learn a spell too.
Do you want to learn this one?
Yeah,
wanna
sure.
learn
Don't I have to?
If you want to try it out for the first time, yes, it will be a casting roll.
Okay, so
It's
hard
a
is
hard
select-
power check and
hard
minus
is
1
select-
magic point.
okay, I don't have to read anything.
You spend 2 weeks learning the spell from the book.
Oh,
Right, and you do need to lose sanity for skimming the book
Yeah,
in order to know the
yeah.
spell.
I was gonna say. I got to roll for insanity for skimming the book.
While they're doing their thing, I'm gonna get like a few tin cans and tie them together for the same result.
You're gonna lose 2 points of sanity.
Damn, I
Alright.
can't believe those tin cans are taking my sanity.
So you go down to
it's
41.
Yep. And then hard roll against power, you said?
Yep. Your power is 50. You have a 25% chance. Well, would you look at that? You cast it. You say the prayers around the circle of stones after you have set them out perfectly to the spell's exact specifications. It takes you a while, but at the end you're quite proud of yourself at your exactness. After you speak the words of power and bow your head, you lift it and you decide to test your new ward. You kick one of the stones, and immediately in your mind, you have a sort of flash in your mind where you know that the circle has been disturbed. You feel your fight or flight senses, your adrenaline kind of kick up as it happens. And you are
Alright.
now
Like
able to
we
cast
did-
the spell at any point you wish.
Man, I want to go
Like
feed this raccoon
Rosalyn.
I
on
got
the
a,
internet.
got a minus 1 magic point, right?
Yep, minus 1. Magic
feel
points
like-
fully refresh. Magic points fully refresh. Yes, they refresh during a period of 24 hours.
Okay. But
So-
I'm down to
I-
9 then.
And Dawn, are you back?
Somewhat. I'm on my phone.
do you have how you want to spend your 2 weeks?
No, I didn't realize I had 2 weeks. Oh
That's
god.
what I said. Downtime.
I know, but it didn't register till now. I was too busy thinking
Yeah.
about this
Can
raccoon and
I
what,
say
if I
what
want
I've
to
been
give him
trying
food
to
or
say
not.
real quick?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I feel like Rosalyn is going to get grumpy and probably bite at Thomas's ankles because they was able to do it and they didn't.
What would you guys suggest I do with my downtime?
You can either learn a spell or learn a skill.
Word
think.
of
I'm
the
gonna be
awoken
chewing on some floorboards.
What
Uh,
spells do we know that I can learn in 2 weeks?
One.
You could learn Sign of the Master or Ward of the Awoken Man, or
So,
let me see if there's another one you might be able to learn, because based on your intelligence, you might be able to do one
Oh, it's out,
faster than is listed.
It's going in and out.
What's
a
the
lot.
casting time on the Word of the Awoken Man?
It is basically after you set it up, it is instantaneous. Basically, imbuing it with magic and saying the words is pretty much instantaneous.
And what's the other spell I can learn?
Down instant then.
Okay, so you could learn Sign of the Master in 2 weeks. You could learn Ward of the Awoken Man in 2 weeks. And let me see what other ones you might be able to learn. You spend some time...
Can I go those?
What is your intelligence?
I don't know. I
Your
can't look either, so you're going to have to look for me.
Your intelligence is 60, and the rules I laid out are... For every 10 points above 40, remove 2 weeks from the result. Yeah, you could learn Dead Man's Hand. That would take you 2 weeks.
What's it? Give me like a small description of what it does, if anyone knows it.
This spell allows you to transfer your essence to another of your choosing at your time of passing.
Oh, so it's basically... You know what? Fuck it. I'll learn that one since no one else has it.
Alright. So this spell is basically will cost you a variable amount of magic points. It will cost you 1d10 sanity to cast it, and the effect is only active for 5 minutes.
Okay, how much magic points is it going to cost?
Variable. You choose.
And how do you get magic points back?
You automatically regenerate your magic points fully within 24 hours. But by the language of the spell, you're casting it at death.
Fuck it, I'm down. Let's go.
Alright, so in order to learn this spell, you have skimmed Visions of the Knowing Eye, and you are going to lose 1d4 sanity.
I'm barely in. Hopefully it lets me roll. If it doesn't let me roll, y'all are gonna have to.
I was already preparing to.
4, that sucks.
Okay, well, do you want to go with mine or yours?
I think it's more fair to go with mine.
Alright, you lose 4 points of sanity. You go down to 41.
Yep.
And you should, you can actually cast this without dying. So if you wish to cast this and get the casting roll over with, you can do it. It would only cost 1 magic point and 1d10 sanity to cast in a casting roll.
I feel ballsy. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, so you basically make a cut in your forearm. The spell dictates that you must have a dagger of your own personal belonging taste to your own flesh in order to open the way for your power to transfer.
I have to go get a dagger.
Any knife you have in your possession will work.
Okay, that works. Alright.
So how many magic points from 1 to 10 are you spending?
Ooh, this is tricky.
Would you like a recommendation?
Yes.
You're not actually trying to have this spell, like, do exactly what it's meant to. You might as well just spend one.
But I'm thinking about how entertaining it would be if I use it all.
Oh,
Jesus, man. Okay.
Oh, hey,
I'm gonna fucking roll for it. Whatever this roll is, that's how much
1d10.
magic points I'm using.
Oh my god.
2.
All right, so you use 2.
Oh thank god.
You're gonna lose /R 1d10. Okay. All right. So,
Oh, no.
make the casting roll. This is a hard check against your power. Fortunately, nobody in this group decided that having a power above 50 was worth it.
All right. Give me a second. Edit mode turned off. Failure.
Are you wanting to push that?
Fuck it. Kill it.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna lose him.
It's probably
He's
bad 'cause
dying.
it's like a death spell, so this might be it for me.
Hey,
Going to go.
hey.
Okay.
Do I need to roll like my sanity though?
Wait a minute.
Are you absolutely 100% that you want to push this? I'm actually going to give you a chance to say no here because you really want to say no.
No, Hex. You said if we have to push a roll, we have to give a good enough reason.
Well, trying to cast it
Oh,
again
yeah.
is a good enough reason. That's how it works in this case. It's like, are you casting it again? That's how you get the pushed roll.
I enjoy the memes, but if you're being like, "Hey, this is fucking stupid,"
I'm telling you that this is probably going to kill you.
I'll take your advice.
All right. In that case, you have failed the roll. And you have spent 2 magic points, but more importantly, you've lost 9 points of sanity.
I don't get to roll my own sanity?
I rolled it.
I like rolling my own stuff. Ugh.
Your sanity goes down to 32, and you now need to make an intelligence roll.
Okay.
Damn, bro.
Regular?
Yep, it's an intelligence roll at regular difficulty.
Failure.
That's good.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
You do not fully comprehend what the hell you just did to yourself. And you don't go mad. I do need to check. Before I do that, I should check a certain game rule to make sure I remember it correctly. Because if you I'm trying to see if it's you losing 1/5 of your current or max. Current. Okay. You have lost more than 1/5 of your current sanity in one in-game day, so you have gained an indefinite insanity. You realize to your horror that you just tried to do something that you don't know if that could have killed you, and you felt like energy rushing through your system, through your arm, as if something inside you was living, and it scares the fuck out of you. And so, there's a handy-dandy chart here. Where you are going to gain... You're going to go into a bout of madness here.
He's gone mad. Are you mad?
8.
He's gone mad. He's watching My Little Pony. Stop him! Stop him!
8
Stop
and
him! Friendship is not magic!
You run.
One Piece isn't real!
You run. You run faster than you've ever ran in your life.
What am I running from?
From what the hell you just did to yourself. You felt something alive inside of you. And you're running as if somehow running as fast as you can will outdistance whatever is within your body that just tried to escape it through you opening your arm.
I believe that's called vomit, my good sir.
Well, he is going through insanity, so it's not exactly rational.
So, where are you running, buddy?
He has no idea. His instinct is to run. He does not care where.
Can I roll luck to see if he runs to my,
he needs to roll luck to see if he rolls somewhere that's not going to hurt him. Oh no.
Man,
I didn't see the roll. Hang on.
He's freaking dying.
78.
Craft,
you run
to make him stop.
You run through city streets, and you run through an intersection. Unfortunately, the traffic lights, are not in your favor this time. A car screeches as it tries to stop before it hits you.
Maybe
And
we should
you
toss
must
the bear
make
trap
a
at him.
dexterity roll in order to outrun it.
Oh no!
Or we could just toss a bear trap at him.
Oh,
trap
thank
him,
God.
and
Yeah.
stop
Oh,
him.
I'm
thank
just
God.
running.
You manage it.
Bad rolls.
You manage it.
Guys, I'm turning into
Somehow
Forrest Gump over here.
you end up tripping in a way that means that you are fully out of the way, as the car would have failed to stop in time, and you hit the ground. You get scratches all over your arms from hitting the asphalt, almost belly
had a big cut on my arm.
first. But this doesn't even affect you. You don't even feel it. You get back up again, and you keep running and running
Okay,
and running.
Someone toss a bear trap
And
at him, Jesus!
And eventually, you black out. You don't remember where you've run to, but when you come to, you're alone in an alleyway at darkness
Not
time.
again.
And although no one else is
Did
around you,
anyone pop like a tracking chip in his neck?
you have no idea where you are. Or what happened. You've got scrapes all over you. You're shivering from the fact that it's raining and quite cold on this day where it's turning from winter to spring in late March. And
Can
we will
I-
end it with you being stranded somewhere in the city.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And no one tossed a bear trap at him to get him to stop? Like, bruh.
He almost got ran over by a car and then fled the scene.
Check your DMs. It's just an important question. Don't answer it here, though. It's a secret.
I guess next time I'm gonna have to have Kermit hunt him down.
You would need to. I can answer this because the spell dictates it. You need to nominate a person.
Oh, so they have to be willing?
No, they don't have to be willing, but you need to nominate a person.
So yes, I could target one of these people.
Yeah, you could, by the way the spell sounds, you're supposed to, it's like you're giving a gift of refreshed life to someone at your moment of death.
Interesting.
Wait, what?
Okay.
That sounds like that one guy we ran into.
What?
Basically,
Wait,
this is
so
the,
does
this
that
is,
magic,
this is,
like, make
this
him
is,
feel like
this is like the Cthulian equivalent of martyrdom.
So it's like reverse Dovahkinism, where
As
like,
far as you can understand it.
If he dies, his soul goes to someone else, but it doesn't possess him. It just makes him stronger.
But yeah, you essentially felt your blood and life essence try to jump out of your body through the cut you just opened. And that is not a normal feeling.
That's a Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Not your Tuesday.
You sure about that? I don't know what I do.
I'm very sure.
You know, I'm not into mythos in real life. Come on.
Oh my god.
But yeah, mark that you have an indefinite insanity on your sheet.
I don't know how to do that.
You just click it.
So indefinite insanity.
That's a 10. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Floyd, you might have some psychologist work to do in the future.
Okay.
Whenever you guys find him.
Well, I
That's
feel
great.
like I would put Rosalyn on Electrician and just follow, have Kermit follow.
What's going on?
And the sun.
You have to
Rosalyn's a
track down
frog
Dawn.
bulldog.
Oh yeah.
Hybrid at this
I can
point.
make Kermit the sniffer dog, and he can hunt him down.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Make Kermit
a-
the super dog for Rosalyn.
It's a good thing
Yeah.
Kaia gave you her address.
I also would know the address of where I'm staying.
Yes, you would. But you don't know where you are right now. It's the
Yeah, that's
problem.
the hard part, finding out where I am.
Okay,
And it's
what
also
thing,
night. So
Let's see, what thing can I use for let's see.
actually, before we go, I'll
When
have
did we
you.
navigate?
So how are you planning to get back home? Because it is night before the day where we pick back up on after the 2 weeks. So I'll let you try to get home. it's probably an important thing to resolve before we go.
Well, since Boston City had a numbered road layout at this point, if I'm not mistaken, I would just follow the numbers to whatever closest to my house.
Ah,
So I did drive around that area.
You wish to personally... you did personally drive around the area to get familiar with it. In that case, that's going to come back to benefit you. You will be able to get back home without needing a navigate roll.
That's
Although,
why I did it.
although other people do give you looks, those who are out on the street doing their normal business.
Those Yanks
during-
can kiss my ass.
They're kind of giving you looks because you're shaking a little bit more than one would be just from the cold. You're twiddling your thumbs, you're slightly muttering to yourself.
I might be insane, but I'm not insane to I'm not so insane I like Yanks now.
Square, make a circle over squares, make a circle of the squares, make a circle of the squares, make a circle.
And with that, with you finally getting inside your house, your newfound house at 11:30 at night, you're not exactly sure how you're going to be able to sleep, but you'll have to. We will leave it off there, as with the 2 weeks passing, McLeary probably is ready to get the investigator band back together and figure out what they're going to do. But is he going to be greeted with an investigator group at exactly the same amount of sanity as he last saw them 2 weeks ago? We will see.
Actually, less sanity.
Next time